Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh, and this is our 50th episode.
50th, woo!
We did it. So that was a good high five. So 50 actually means that we have been doing it for an entire year because we actually took 2 weeks off. One was after 4th of July or Memorial Day, and the other one was
Right at the Christmas holiday.
Christmas holiday season.
Yeah.
So we had some fun stats for what we have actually done. I believe there are 2 guest hosts that we've had, and if you know who those guest hosts are, post in the comments. We'd love to see who's paying attention. What is another good fun fact about this?
We have had well over 200 properties that we've looked at.
And by 200 properties, that means we have actually previewed 200 properties for the show. And I think that we've also had 14 guests on the show. I think as we were getting more and more comfortable with the show, we realized that guests were great in the second half. And so we started bringing them on, and that's a really good way tell us what we have in today's second, because this is a first.
Yeah, well, and today in our second segment, we have Jeremy Radcliffe with SWBC that's back on with us again, and in a Zoom conference call, video call this time, and we're going to talk about the recent Fed interest rate reduction and how that affects mortgage rates, and does it really affect mortgage rates?
Even if you're not buying and just bought within the last year or so, does it make a difference?
Yeah.
And I think those are some great things that he's going to shed light on. We can't wait to hear more about that.
Yep.
But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump into the first of the property. And this property, I don't think that we've actually done anything in the Cedars.
I don't know if we have or not.
Okay. So again, maybe another first. We're going to be in the Cedars, and this is going to be 1376 Arch Place. And this is a David Weekley construction. I think it's probably 3 years old. Great area.
Yeah, and this is right off of Lamar. That it is, believe it or not, this neighborhood is really becoming very walkable. Monica's new restaurant is open right there where Cedar Social used to be. The Nilo Hotel has been rebranded, and I don't remember the name, but the chef and bartender from Cedar Social are now running the restaurant and the bar at the Nilo Hotel. So.
Wow.
You have just really spectacular views from there. This is right down the street from the Alamo Draft House.
That's true.
So
and
there is the Southside Ballroom right there, where
you're
there
going
are
to be there in a couple of weeks.
A lot of great concerts
Not
going
performing.
on. Yeah, it's just.
Row 2 Art, which is actually an art gallery that actually has their own show on an Air Media, is also just around the corner from there. So there's a lot going on. Possibly, I think that is also where they're going to have the train station for the high-speed rail. So lots of things in this area that are beginning to shape, and it makes it a really interesting, fun place to look at.
Yeah.
So.
And this is, like you said, it's one of the David Weekley homes that were built there a couple of years ago. And, David Weekley has, for a long, long time, was a really great suburban builder. And then they kind of jumped into the in-town market in 2000-ish, I guess, and primarily in the uptown area. And then after all that was built out, the real estate market slowed. They came back into some of these pocket neighborhoods and have an incredible product.
Yep. This is one of the, I think there's, in the Oak Cliff, there's also one. I knew that there was one in Uptown that actually sold out. So they've done really well with these products. These are actually, even though they look like they might be attached townhomes, so what we typically see in Uptown, these are actually single family. They're not attached to anything, so you don't have to worry about noise. In this image right here, if you look in the right-hand side above the cabinets, those are actually windows that actually not much of a view, but what it does do is it allows a lot of great natural light to come in.
It really does. And this is a unique floor plan. I'd never seen this floor plan before. And it's almost 5 levels, but they're almost, they're set where they're kind of half levels with each other. So the property itself is really not more than four stories tall or 4 floors tall.
Yep.
But you get the benefit of all of these kind of offset levels that really give, kind of great texture to how do you live.
And they're really smart in the way they've done it. I can't say enough about the energy efficiency that they also have with David Weekley. So these are just homes that, whether it's for a downsizing, a first-time home, whatever your buying needs are, these homes really resonate quite well. The appliances are always top-notch. We have good insulation values, high ceilings, lots and lots and lots of natural light. Bedrooms are split, which again make for really great living arrangements when you have guests and whatnot.
And great finish out in these bathrooms. That was another example of how they used the end windows. And in that master bathroom, that they had used frosted glass, so you got the benefit of all the light without losing any of the privacy.
And one of the things that we really liked is the living space is really large, which is critical for so many people today in the way that we live, but also the views on this one. These were views that we hadn't seen views like this. I don't know if we haven't, because we haven't been on this side of downtown to look at it from this angle.
I think we've seen some of these maybe from the beat or some of the buildings right there, but this one I think we'll get to it toward the end. But the interior space in the rooms are really large, great closet space. This one. This unit itself has the benefit of many times when you buy a new construction townhome, you don't get all the blinds, you don't get all the curtains. This one's got all of that in place already, and it really is move-in ready. And then look at the view that you have of downtown from the rooftop.
And this is actually one of the rare views that you get some of the significant buildings. So you can actually see the Omni Hotel, which is newer. You get to see the Magic Microphone, which is Reunion. You can see the Bank of America Green building, but now it changes colors. So everything in between, not 100% you can see Pegasus, because Pegasus usually comes on late at night, and it's just the red image that you can barely see.
Yeah, and this is priced at $565,000. Really a great unit, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath, 2-car garage. Built last year, and at the 565 number comes in about $223 a square foot. And we want to say thank you to Michael Domke for letting us talk about his home today.
Yeah, great home. Thank you so much, Michael. One of the ones that we're going to transition now to is we're going to go into Vickery Place. And Vickery Place is one of those neighborhoods in East Dallas that has really seen a surge, both from end users who are calling it home, and then also we get a lot of people who want to come through and build really nice homes. There's some overlays that have really dictated what the homes look like, so it doesn't look like it's turning into a McMansion neighborhood. There's a lot of character that's being left in here. So this is a deep East Dallas neighborhood. It's one of those neighborhoods, again, we're going to call it epicenter adjacent. So it's easy to get over into Lower Greenville. If you wanted to get to Deep Ellum, you're close enough to that. The other thing too is it's a quick transition across 75 to get into Knox Henderson, and Knox Henderson really is a quick just jog down into West Village as well.
Yeah, it's I mean, you've got the Porch, you've got Jake's Hamburgers, you have really kind of one end of the spectrum to the other in choices of where to eat, and a lot of it's very walkable, I think.
Absolutely, and this is I'll just throw this out that this is only a short 5-minute, probably 10-minute walk from Hungry Belly, which is my new favorite restaurant. If you haven't tried it, it's on Fitzhugh. Wonderful. It's a free plug. We love Hungry Belly.
And this is one of those front porch neighborhoods where you have the Craftsman bungalow that is situated perfectly on this really nice big corner lot, big country front porch there. Just, great place to sit out on those fall afternoons that are approaching very quickly now.
Drinking your pumpkin spice latte, I'm
sure. Right. And just enjoy the neighborhood. I mean, it's a lot of really mature trees, and just has a very warm feeling in the neighborhood.
So this is one of those homes that has done a really good job of encouraging the homeowner to keep the original, and then actually has done a great job on the renovation. So when you walk into the house, you have a nice it is the office off to the left, opens to the family room. They've done a good job of keeping the fireplace and the bookends that are period of Craftsman style homes. And then it transitions into this really large dining room. And a dining room like this is great because if you're one of those families that entertains or has a lot of people that want to come over, this can really just about hold anybody that you want in there. The other thing too is that it's going to transition to a really nice kitchen. I thought they did a great job with that kitchen.
Yeah, they really did. Solid surface countertops. I don't know if those were marble or a quartz product, but
quartz product.
Yeah, solid surface countertops, farm sink, nice little bar there with a wooden top on it. Really modernized beautifully. Great appliance package. Another one that is really just kind of move-in ready.
And one of the things that I'm like key about these is I like my lighting to be right, and so they've done a really good job with the can lights. And I like I like the window over the sink, and I don't want a kitchen to be super narrow. And this is one of the ones that actually can hold 2 or 3 people cooking at it at once.
Yeah.
So this all then open up into this newer area, the larger family room that has a fireplace. And at the back of this is also the first bedroom that we have. One of the great things about this family room is they put 2 sets of doors that actually open up to a really long deck. The deck is almost the full distance of the side of the house.
Yeah, and this has the original hardwood floors. Throughout most of the house, there's been some tiled work done in the bathrooms and in the kitchen that just makes a lot of sense. But primarily, the originality of the house has really remained intact.
And one of the things too that we've noticed is that this home also does boast a tankless hot water heater, a Nest doorbell, a Ring doorbell, a Nest thermostat, and low E windows. So there are things in this house that kind of get it to that next level with technology and with energy efficiency as well.
2 gas fireplaces.
Yeah, one in the master, one in the other one.
And this is the master bathroom that's got the frameless glass shower, separate tub, travertine flooring, done just really, really nicely.
Yep. So if you're looking for a house that is inside of the East Dallas area, that is and this one, let's see, is going to be priced at $675, and it is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, 2-car garage, and it is 2,276 square feet. $675, which comes in at $296 a square foot.
Right, and we want to say thank you to Connie Clayton for letting us talk about her listing today.
Thank you so much, Connie. And what do we have next?
So our next house is over in I think one of our favorite neighborhoods,
Yep.
University Manor.
Yep.
And University Manor is this really great neighborhood that is on the north side of Northwest Highway, east of Abrams, west of the lake. So you're really kind of nestled in there, and certainly walking distance to White Rock Lake if you want. There is a DART rail station there within about 2 blocks if you're one of the people that relies on mass transit. And the part of the Santa Fe, I'm sorry, it's not the Santa Fe. It's part of the Katy Trail that comes up there and connects to the White Rock Trail, runs just right behind this house.
Yep. And if you look on the map right there, you're going to see Flagpole Hill. And Flagpole Hill also has a couple of festivals, spring and fall, but it also is home to a Camp Gladiator in the mornings. I believe that camp it starts at 5:30 a.m. So if you're an early bird that likes to work out, this is one of those neighborhoods that really does feed into different aspects of the city and takes advantage of what it has with the proximity to White Rock Lake, Skillman, Abrams, and Northwest Highway.
And this home is again a really big corner lot. Maybe that should have been our theme today.
Corner lots. I feel like we keep getting those. That's true.
So, but really just situated nicely, nestled into a lot of mature trees, a lot of really big windows in this home. Give it a lot of real natural light.
One of the things about this floor plan is this is a great ranch, and it's a good example of what a ranch looks like when it's remodeled well. So a lot of times the space isn't quite open just enough, or it's open too much. And I feel like they've done a great job of allowing, I would call it's a lot of large family flex space. So you can do with it as you want, have different seating areas, conversation scenarios set up, but they're all really well set up so that they work together, and like Jeff was saying, they have a really nice natural light that comes in.
Yeah, and this opens back to the kitchen area that has been redone very, very nicely, and again, another move-in ready home this week. So.
Yep, and we love these move-in homes. One of the things that we loved about this home is this is the first house that we've also seen. I'm going to keep pointing out all these firsts. Is that this is the first house that we've ever noticed that actually has a setup for a kegerator. So if that's kind of your calling and the fall football schedule is all for you, this would be a great house for you. One of the things we also noticed is it does have a little mudroom that separates it from the garage. And just to point that out, if you look in the right-hand side all the way to the back, there is a little silver box. That is your kegerator hookup. So great place for have the parties.
And really nice outdoor space with this also. Very nicely shaded backyard. The porch is kind of nestled in between 2 wings of the house. So you've got a very nicely paved space to hang out outside, and it's really a great location. This is the master bedroom where they've used the barn door, and it actually does the job well with this one. There's a lot of times those barn door installations don't work out that well, but this one turned out really very well done.
Great thing about this master is also at the back of the house and has its own opening to the backyard and a small deck off of that. So it allows for a really good transition back and forth. The other 2 bedrooms are at the front of the house, and they're separated by a really well done bathroom as well. So if you're looking for a house that is going to be turnkey, meaning it is ready to move in front to back, this is one of those ones I would definitely keep into consideration, especially if you're wanting to stay under $500,000.
Yeah, and this one's priced at $455,000. It is, which brings it in about $222 a square foot, and it's a little over 2,000 square feet. Great sized home.
Yeah.
So give us a call if you'd like to see this. We'd be happy to show it to you. We want to say thank you to Terry Gum for letting us talk about her home today.
Thank you, Terry. Beautiful house. Now, we're going to move all the way over almost to the Bird Streets. This is off of Inwood, and you know a little bit about the Bird Streets, don't you?
Yep. This is just a few blocks away from where I live. This is a community that is still under construction called Bentley Place. I think it's probably like 90% done at this point. But it is a group of 8 townhomes that, I say townhomes are really kind of single family,
Correct.
detached homes, but they're like the David Weekleys. They're
Right.
just really, really close together. But wonderful location there. This is directly across the street from the Tom Thumb grocery store, which is also the Simon David grocery store for many, many years, kind of a specialty food store. Great access up to Lover's Lane, where you've got the Celebration Restaurant, neighborhood services. You have a movie theater at Inwood Village. Anything you want is within half a mile of this home.
And Love Field is a quick Uber ride, and plus the other thing about that is that it is not in the flight path.
Right.
So jumping into this house, this is going to be 7245 Inwood Road, and hold on to this, it is 4,669 square feet. This is an enormous house.
It doesn't feel that big
Because it's
so
done right.
well used.
Yeah. It is so well used. So one of the things that we were really surprised when we've actually shown this house and toured it, is the way that they have situated it off of the road. So this one is super quiet with a really large family room on the first floor and a kitchen that has everything that you possibly need. One of the things that the pictures don't actually tell you clearly in this is that there is a full second master on the first floor. And that second master, a lot of times we see them and they're not so great, a little smaller, but this one has everything that you would want in that walk-in closet, that walk-in bathroom. It literally is amazing.
Yeah, the clients we were looking at this for needed to have that first floor additional master space, and that was one of the reasons that this was selected.
Yep. When you go upstairs, one of the things that we love about this is upstairs is where the master is, and the master is enormous, and so is this. Really doesn't quite do it justice. You can't really gather how big this is.
This master feels like it's about twice the size of what you see on the screen.
I would agree with that. And then the other thing too is the way they fit and finish the master bathroom. Has tons and tons of marble and granite. It is pretty much what looks like it would pop out of El Decor.
Yeah, very much so. They used the wood plank flooring throughout this home. It has a lot of really, really clean lines, very well-defined space. Here's a picture of the master bath that is just phenomenal. I mean, words can't describe how nicely these bathrooms were done. They also did a really great job with the outdoor space in this. I think this specific home has 3 different outdoor spaces on it. There's one that's off of the dining room and the kitchen. There's one that's off of the family room on the first floor. And then there's the rooftop patio that we saw just a moment ago.
The great thing about the rooftop patio actually opens up to its own living space. There is a kitchenette up there, a full bathroom, and there is actually what they've done is use some space and haven't finished it out and have it as a concept for a possible gym. So you get amazing indoor-outdoor space. And we talked about at the beginning of the show how these were closer together, but because of the way that they've situated them and actually added some very interesting fencing on top of the balcony, you actually never see your neighbor.
Yeah.
So it's really private.
Yeah, and these are a great value. This specific unit's priced at $949,000, which comes in about $204 a square foot. And again, phenomenal finish out in these homes. So if you'd like to take a look at Bentley Place, please give us a call. We would love to talk to you about it. Thank you very much to Ryan Strife and Jamie Coleman for letting us talk about their listings today.
And they are great. They
Yep.
really are great places. And those two are really easy to work with.
Yes, they are.
If you're looking for something like that, let us know.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into what's the name of the program that we're using for this? Zoom?
Zoom, yeah.
You looked at me like, what?
What?
So in order for us to do Zoom and bring in Jeremy, we're going to have to put on something so that we can hear what's going on. Jeff has his aviator type.
Hey, they're the new thing now.
They are the rave.
Yeah,
and I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get this all situated.
So Jeremy's going to come in and talk to us today about when the Federal Reserve changes their rate, how does that affect the mortgage market? And so are we ready to zap Jeremy in?
There he
And
is.
there he is. Welcome, Jeremy.
I think can you hear him, Ziggy, or does he have his?
You're going to have to unmute your feed, sir.
And that is the voice of Ziggy, the producer extraordinaire.
Also known as
Nope.
Oz. Did we get him? So, Jeff, what are we going to be talking about?
So let's see. So today we're going to. So I'm going to give you my opinion of what happens with the Federal Reserve.
So the Federal Reserve has lowered their rate, and what does that mean to home buyers?
Right. Well, it's funny because for a long time there was everyone looked only at the Federal Reserve interest rate, which is I'm sorry if this is a geeky explanation, but it is the rate that banks charge one another for overnight funds.
Okay.
And so it's a key point in a key economic lever that our government has in our economy to help stave off, to help hold off recessions, to help keep inflation at bay. And people always, they look at that as kind of the bellwether interest rate that affects everything that happens out there. And while it does, it's not pointed as directly at mortgage rates as many people think that it is. And so one of the things that I think Jeremy was going to talk to us about was, when does it start, is just the conversation about it, does that begin to affect long-term rates? And how quickly does that all come in play?
Yep. And Jeremy, if you can hear me, I did notice that you actually had your ear pods in, and we can't hear you. And I wonder if you take those ear pods out or disconnect those, if that'll make a difference on whether we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
So,
good explanation, Jeff. I'm very impressed by your knowledge of the Federal Rate Reserve. That's amazing. Technology at its finest right here on Updike Pugh. That's amazing.
I'm working to get him back, guys.
That's okay.
You should be here in
It's,
just a second.
Technical difficulties happen. So what else is going on in the world?
So the other day was National Dog Day, and you actually brought 3 images of your pets. We saw some great ones as well. David also put, I think, 9 of his animals on there, which was amazing. I have none. So that was a big no for me. School started on Monday, saw tons of those pictures, and we actually Ceci had the great idea of putting our back-to-school pictures on when we started school. So if you want a little funny haha, they're on there for you. Take a look. And then upcoming is Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day this weekend. So,
Yeah, go ahead and expand on that.
yeah, Labor Day this weekend. Wow. I think there's like one more spate of pool parties and maybe 2 more.
I'm telling you. And then next week, we're actually going to have a special guest on the show. So you'll want to tune in for that. We won't tell you who it is, so you have to watch the teasers. But we are going to have a special guest host next week as well. And I also believe, are you going to have a special, you have a special co-host and maybe a special guest
Yes.
next week. It's a week of special.
It is definitely going to be at least a co-host and a guest.
So I think we've already determined the theme for next week. It's special. So just go with that, Jeff. Just keep on going with special. Oh, my goodness. Well, maybe what we'll do is circle back up and do this again, maybe at another point.
Okay.
Ziggy, You think that'd be a safe bet?
I am troubleshooting with him. He's checking his microphone permissions real quickly.
Gotcha. Well, I think we've done quite a good job of buying ourselves about 5.5 minutes right now.
For people that are not tap dancers, it's
We are tap dancing as we speak. Okay.
Well, all right, guys.
So-
I think that maybe we might loop back around at a later date for it.
I
Okay,
think that'll
let's
work
do
out
that.
fine.
Yeah, the topic is really something that isn't. I mean, it's
not going away.
Yeah, it's not going away. It is something that I think a lot of people need to have, kind of a connection to, because the fluctuation in interest rates. We were talking about this earlier. It's not only important to people that are just buying a home today, but if you bought a home a year ago. It might be time for you to consider refinancing if interest rates have fluctuated that much.
Yeah, actually, Jeremy contacted me right when that happened and said there is a big enough spread in what happened for us to really recalibrate and look and see if this makes a financial sense for you, given the amount of time you plan on keeping the house. So, if this is something that you're interested in and need more information, I would say now's a really good time to reach out. Given the fact that everything seems a little volatile right now, I would say time might be of the essence to make a decision on what to do.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be one of those things I would think is going to last forever.
Yeah, it's something that I think is being driven by a lot of external forces right now.
Seems like a little blip, and it's who knows how long it'll be here.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, you know what? We apologize for that, and we'll get something out with Jeremy later on.
Yep. So we will do that. So, Ziggy, are we ready to wrap, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let her rip.
So thank you very much for tuning in with us today. If you are not watching this live on our Facebook page, please go look at our Facebook page and like the show. You can visit our Instagram page. There is we try to keep that updated with the properties that we have for sale, things that are going on in the marketplace. Visit updikepugh.com. There's a lot of detail there about the process of buying and selling a home. You can also set up some specialized searches there and get new listings every day. Homeprice.fyi, if you've got a piece of property that you want to get a value on, go in there, put the address in, put a couple of other pieces of info in, and then you will have a value instantly. Last of all, reach out to us in the traditional ways, text, email, phone. Our phone number is 214-377-2223, and thank you very much for joining us today.
And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.